one bite of 100% Angus beef ballpark frank, and you'll say, hello, summer. Oh yeah, it's ballpark season.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High-quality cigars plus personal customer service with Slow Burn. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. It's more than a mobile lounge. It's an environment and an experience rich in history, luxury, and personality. An elegant extension of any celebration occasion. It's the perfect escape and meeting place, a space where you can relax or enjoy a shared passion. Have Slow Burn plan your next big event, or before you are planning to celebrate your win over your athletic rival, you can shop our collections at www.slowburnwaco.com.
But if they want Q-Tab, I'ma do the dab, yeah.
Q-Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q-Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q-Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q-Time, an Urban Passport member.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Now, you can live in Texas and not have a good red meat blend. Texas Cowboy Dust is designed for steak and other red meats. It's out to be my most popular spice blend, made with onions, peppers, ground mushrooms, pink salt, and other spices. Texas Cowboy Dust also goes great with chicken, pork, vegetables, and adds a restaurant quality sheen to gravies and sauces.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Vanilla smoked sea salt seasoning is for seafood. The tarragon and fennel bring out the natural sweetness in seafood. I also use it in rice dishes, on yams, asparagus, blueberry pancakes, and believe it or not, chocolate chip cookies. Vanilla smoked sea salt adds a salty and savory component to sweet dishes that create a symphony for the tongue.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless.
Pick something we all like. Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
Oh, we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell your mama hungry.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
Are you ready? It's time. The inaugural Urban NerdCon is coming to Montgomery, Alabama, July 29th through the 31st. Blurs, nerds, and geeks from across the universe will converge on the capital city to see celebrity guests such as The Last Dragon, Timok, Megan Tandy, and voice actor Dave Fennoy.
Hey, how you doing? I'm voice actor Dave Fennoy with a shout out to all my geeks, freaks, and urban nerds. Just want to let you know I'm going to be there and I want to meet you at the Urban NerdCon Gaming and Cosplay event. It's happening July 29th through the 31st in Montgomery, Alabama. Hope you want to meet me as much as I want to meet you.
So join us by visiting theurbannerdcon.net for ticket and vendor information. This will be the premier blurred event in the universe. Theurbannerdcon.net. Our heroes, our villains, our stories, everyone's con. See you there.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
One bite of 100% Angus beef ballpark frank, and you'll say, hello, summer. Oh yeah, it's ballpark season.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service with Slow Burn. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. It's more than a mobile lounge. It's an environment and an experience rich in history, luxury, and personality. An elegant extension of any celebration occasion. It's the perfect escape and meeting place, a space where you can relax or enjoy a shared passion. Have Slow Burn plan your next big event, or before you are planning to celebrate your win over your athletic rival, you can shop our collections at www.slowburnwaco.com.
But if they want, Q-Tab, I'ma do the dab, yeah.
Q Time is our classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah. I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won. Yeah. I hope my team they won. Yeah. Man, I hope my team they won. I hope my team they won. Yeah. I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes.
This is Dr. Cavil inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Mike Washington's out on assignment, so we have none other than AD Drew. I like it, AD Drew. You get an A+ in your sports marketing class, product placement, man. It's pretty good.
And I literally put the ballpark pennant of like 20 seconds before we went on the air. I'm like, something missing. Boom, there it is.
Well, you learn fast. I like it. So welcome to everybody. Welcome to episode 263 of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab radio show and podcast, the show that's covering the sporting HBCU dash of all things HBCU sports, from institutions large and small, from the NAIA to the NCAA. We share insights and information on the HBCU sports culture, HBCU athletic aesthetics to facilitate the story of HBCU athletic programs and the business of HBCU sports. I'm your host, Dr. Kenyatta Cavil, along with my co-host, Mike Washington, Charles Bishop. As I said, Mike Washington is out on assignment, so we have none other than AD Drew. So we have Professor Bishop, clinical professor Drew, in to give you all your latest on your HBCU sporting news this week, as we're in championship season to close out the academic year. So it's getting real fast and furious and real fun. We have those all sports trophies up for grabs in some areas. Some areas, maybe not so much. We probably got who's leaning towards it, but we'll get it officially. You see me with a little product placement. Let me show you a little bit there. Charles, your boys. I see. I got you. Don't worry. I know you.
I appreciate it.
I got you. It's done. It's done. We have one that's in the suitcase. As soon as you get some time for your brother, I'll make sure you get your shirt. But that's another discussion. Because we're filming from our studios, home studios, and sending a signal live. Case-Ways 12:30 a.m. studios with the Texas Radio Hall of Famer, multi-Hall of Fame, I should say, Ralph Cooper, in beautiful home of Texas University from Houston, Texas. Grades are due, grades are in. The semester is officially over in terms of academia, but athletics, not so much. We'll close out on that. Charles seems like he feels relieved. Clinical Professor Drew seems like he's sending his grades, so he's done. He washed his hands. Today's episode of Inside HBCU Sports Lab is sponsored by THG Agency. THG Agency is a company that provides sporting and educational consulting and data analytics. Before I go to you, let me give some of our listeners out there some love. They're in the building. I just want them to know the Sports Lab class is not over. So your grades continue. So don't think you can pack it in now. Yeah, you had a couple of tests, but the final exam is coming up. So Aubrey Parker, Anthony Weston, G. Woom Holly, Karen Griffin, don't even think about it. We need you right here, parked in the lab, because we're going to continue this education. We've broken the university framework. You're going to get everything you need from an academic perspective right here on the lab and much, much more, because we've broken the university code of confidence, so we got it right here for you. Ricky Burton, Chad Cooper, always in the house giving love. Appreciate you all. And much, much more. We'll give some more shout outs. With that, let me go to Professor Bishop, since he's smiling ear to ear. What's on your mind?
Well, first and foremost, it's great to be back in the lab, because let me tell you, statistics had my heart, mind, body, and soul last week. So it's great to be back. Talk a little HBCU athletics. So I'm here. I'm happy. Because last week, it was rough last week. W.C. Gordon, former Jackson State football coach, late great, used to say, after I lost, my jazz wasn't sounding good. And I tell you what, my jazz wasn't sounding good last week. It was a rough week, but glad to be back. Glad to be back.
It's rough. It's good to have you back. Clinical Professor Drew, you found a way to be in there, but you had a long week because you were on the clock for the Black College 9, the Black College World Series. Let me get that right. That's Tyson Foods Black College World Series. As you, Roy, Michael Coker, and a host of a lot of folks were in the mix getting it done. And I got a prime seat to see folks in motion, and never let it be said. This group here, if you're talking about putting on events and you want it done in first class, video side, talk to Roy. Organizational side, talk to Drew. Michael Coker, in terms of just getting things done, in terms of making it happen, I'm just saying, if you want some folks, and yeah, I'm speaking from a consultant perspective now, come to me and I'll make sure I can get the deal done for these folks, because they're ready for hire. They'll make sure they can get their services out there to you. But I'm just saying, it was first class and well done. How you doing today? What's on your mind, Professor Drew?
What's on my mind? I'm still trying to catch up with my sleep doc from last week. You know, I spent 10 days in the city of Montgomery. The last 5 of them were short nights and extra long days. And Doc, you were witness to it. The longest day we had was the Friday night, the semifinals night, when you and I got back to the hotel at 2:05 a.m. Central Time. After the day session, after a 12-inning game in game 1 of the day session, game two was normal time. It went fine. Actually had a gap after game 2 to game 3. And game 3 went 4 hours and 20 minutes long, followed by a 3-hour and 30-minute ball game.
These were championship ball games, so you could tell they were coaching like a player.
Yes. And got to the hotel at 2:00 in the morning, 2:05 in the morning, and
I had to get up at 3. Drew had to drive me to the airport. So
I was just gonna say, why I volunteered to drive Dr. Cavil to the airport, I still do not know what I was thinking about. And I go back to the room. I was like, Doc, I'm not gonna fall asleep, because if I fall asleep, I'm not gonna get you to the airport. 5 minutes to 4, my phone rings. Oh yeah, I'm on my way. I'll be down in 5 minutes, Doc.
So I get back, catch the plane, everything, go through Dallas, get back here, and I go to Texas Southern University graduation. You know, I want to make sure I show love for the graduates, so it was part of my responsibilities. Interim assistant dean of the College of Education. Over the 3 months I spent as the acting dean, so I needed to be there to support all those faculty that were getting it done, as well as myself. And shout out to the VP of Athletics, Dr. Kevin Granger. He completed his doctorate, so that was something to behold and see. Congratulations, shout out to Dr. Kevin Granger. The speaker was none other than Kevin, one of his good friends over there at the TNT.
Kenny Smith,
getting it done. Kenny Smith getting it done. He gave a great speech, and afterwards they took pictures, and a lot of respect was held there. Great dinner afterwards to celebrate, and so it all came together. And I'm literally watching Prairie View. We get into some of these championships before we get in these breaks. I'm watching Prairie View on my phone during graduation. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that out loud to everybody. Did I just tell everybody?
Texas Southern, y'all.
So that was amazing to watch them go through it. And that second inning really was the difference in the game. 3-run triple after Prairie View put up 1, go up 4. They load the bases and get a grand slam that just literally sneaks over the fence or really hits the top of the fence. The yellow line was a home run. They do review and watch it. And so it goes 8-0. And so that was really it. Obviously, the final was 9-1. Shout out to Prairie View A&M University getting it done. Number 2 seed from the West, making a statement, defeating last year's championship, number 2 seed in the SWAC baseball tournament. For the desire, they get to go play Oklahoma, number 1 seed in the country up there in the regional where the World Series is, along with Texas A&M, as well as a team out of the Big Ten, I think Illinois or something like that. And then we get Howard with a major upset. And a lot of people, Morgan State was playing so well, much like you seen Alabama State, they knock them off in the early game 5-0, put all the pressure on them, and win a nip and tuck game to win the championship for the MEAC in terms of that, which was fascinating to watch. Then you get Howard's come and get a championship for women's outdoor track and field, as they had this weekend. Norfolk State wins it on the men's side. So a lot going on with championships. So before we get this break, quick thoughts from you, Drew, in regards to these championships. Any thoughts out there? Obviously, Edward Waters earned the Tyson Foods Black College Championship in terms of those thoughts. So that was big in terms of that. But let me get into it in regards to, before I really get your thoughts on this, I want to get to some thoughts before we go too far as we get ready and wait for our interview. Let me go with you, Drew. What are your thoughts in terms of this championship weekends on so many levels? NIA baseball playing NCAA Division II baseball for the Tyson Foods Black College Championship, with ultimately HBCU baseball champion becoming Edward Waters College. They'll be transitioning, so that's going to be interesting as they move the NIA to NCAA Division II. So they go out of NIA with class and a statement. Obviously, as I said, how we're getting it done, both softball and the women's track and field, Norfolk on the men's side, and Prairie View on the women's side getting it done in softball. Drew, which one stands out to you maybe the most?
First of all, let's give a shout out to Howard women's athletics. I do have a little bit of recency bias from the event I worked, but for Howard to win not one but two championships on the women's side in the same weekend, and makes you wonder which one the athletic director was at. Which house was he in? Because usually athletic director is going to go to the facility or place where he thinks his team has the best chance to win. So, I'm just curious to know which one the athletic director at Howard was at. But flipping back.
Good question. We'll have to see if we can sneak it in. We about to get ready for this break because we got an interview coming up. Any quick thoughts from you, Professor Bishop?
Big weekend for Howard women's athletics, like AD mentioned. Howard softball with the Shocker over there and the MEAC, and then Prairie View, huge win over Alabama State to go to the regionals for softball, win the SWAC championship. So kudos to both of those athletic programs.
We'll go a little bit deeper into more thoughts and anything else you want to share in the second half of the show. But let's take this quick break so we can get back for our interview with the championship coach just waiting in the wings. Stickers, we'll be right back after this break.
Now, you can live in Texas and not have a good red meat blend. Texas Cowboy Dust is designed for steak and other red meats. It's out to be my most popular spice blend, made with onions, peppers, ground mushrooms, pink salt, and other spices. Texas Cowboy Dust also goes great with chicken, pork, vegetables, and adds a restaurant quality sheen to gravies and sauces.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Vanilla smoked sea salt seasoning is for seafood. The tarragon and fennel bring out the natural sweetness in seafood. I also use it in rice dishes, on yams, asparagus, blueberry pancakes, and believe it or not, chocolate chip cookies. Vanilla smoked sea salt adds a salty and savory component to sweet dishes that create a symphony for the tongue.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless. It's something we all like.
Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
So we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant. Authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door. Tell your mama hungry.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Are you ready? It's time. The inaugural Urban NerdCon is coming to Montgomery, Alabama, July 29th through the 31st. Blurs, nerds, and geeks from across the universe will converge on the capital city to see celebrity guests such as The Last Dragon, Tybok, Megan Tandy, and voice actor Dave Fennoy.
Hey, how you doing? I'm voice actor Dave Fennoy with a shout out to all my geeks, freaks, and urban nerds. Just want to let you know I'm going to be there and I want to meet you at the Urban NerdCon Gaming and Cosplay event. It's happening July 29th through the 31st in Montgomery, Alabama. Hope you want to meet me as much as I want to meet you.
So join us by visiting theurbannerdcon.net for ticket and vendor information. This will be the premier blurred event in the universe. Theurbannerdcon.net. Our heroes, our villains, our stories, everyone's con. See you there.
Press the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, yeah, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention.
This is Dr. Cavil with Inside HBCU Sports Lab with Professor Bishop, Clinical Professor Drew, and National Champion, HBCU Baseball 2022 National Champion, Head Coach Reginald A. Johnson II, Head Coach of the Edward Waters University. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Coach, you loosen up. You're a champion. I like when we go onto the website, it says, before you go anywhere, congratulations, Black College World Series champs, Edward Waters University. Congratulations to head coach Reginald Johnson II and the Edward Waters University baseball team on winning the 2022 Tyson Foods Black College World Series and the HBCU National Championship. Hashtag Tiger Pride. That's
Tiger
big
Pride,
time.
baby.
Big time. Big time, coach. Yeah, you put in all the hard work. You know, I know you got to go back to work, but you can relax right now. We're going to take care of you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt. Before we get into the action that took place and maybe this year's action in regards to what you had to do to prepare for this championship, let's tell a little about yourself, if you would. I know this is your 10th season at Edward Waters University. Your alma mater is Florida Gulf Coast in 2007. You became the coach of the Tigers, and you built this program literally right on the edge of championships that won the last couple of years, but now you're at the pinnacle in a lot of ways.
Right.
Tell a little bit more about yourself and how you got into baseball.
Oh man. So yes, from Jacksonville, Florida, born and raised, and just with my upbringing being in athletics, and as a kid, my dad being a music director, you know, family and education are like, look, you're going to do something. And my older sister played softball, and she really pushed me into baseball, and had that opportunity to play baseball growing up. You know, yes, I actually attended Edward Waters for 2 years before transferring to Florida Gulf Coast University, where I graduated from, and had the opportunity to come back and coach as an assistant coach at Edward Waters under Kirby Marshall. And then, you know, as his departure when he left the Pain, I was able to come back as the head coach at Edward Waters, and this is just completed my 11th season. So just been blessed to have the great family support, community support, and it was just a good fit considering being from Jacksonville. So knowing a lot of the people around the city of Jacksonville, coaches, players, I mean, a lot of my old teammates, a lot of guys I grew up with are either coaching in positions of businesses that where that's just beneficial.
Oh, makes sense. Great that you share that perspective. Let me go to you, Charles. Go ahead and ask a follow-up question.
Yeah, I wanted to get in a little bit, talk a little bit about this Black College National Championship. Tremendous kudos to you. I want to send congratulations to you, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the play of Keelan Washington, final appearance for Edward Waters. Talk a little bit about what he has meant to the program, and obviously he was a Tyson Foods Black College World Series most outstanding player. Talk about what he brought to this tournament.
Well, first I want to, obviously thank, Tyson for sponsoring this event, and Mr. King and Mr. Corker and everybody that put it on, the city of Montgomery, mayor, Montgomery Biscuits for allowing this event to be held there, and just allowing these young men to have a platform to play for and to play on. And, he's a guy in which that coming out of high school didn't have many looks, a little undersized, and at Edward Waters, we're that program. I see what could possibly be later on, knowing that gonna have to put in the work, and that's what he did. Keelan, being a fifth-year senior, graduating, and developing not only on the field but off the field as an individual, and his play was really good for us. Defensively making some plays, offensively being that spark plug. With him being in that leadoff position, it was just. I always, as I jot by him, going to the third base box, hey baby, you go, we go, and he takes that to heart, and he's a tough out. Just as aggravating as he is in regular life, that's how he is on the base path. So he gets on and just hackling people. He finds a way to get in scoring position, finds a way to get in and run score.
Let me follow up. Obviously, you're moving from NAIA to Division II to play in the SIAC. What does winning this tournament mean in terms of springboarding this baseball program?
That means a lot. Anytime you can win, it definitely helps, with the recruiting and people wanting to be involved and, having something to put out there. A lot of times, especially with a lot of HBCUs and Edward Waters, and, you see all this negative stuff, but to be able to have something positive to put out there, it means the world. These guys work hard, a lot of people don't see it, and I got to get better on the networking side. I got to get better on the social media side, showing, these guys in August are in the weight room, 5 a.m., practice times and the additional weight sessions and just all the work in which they put in, it really pays off. We had an opportunity to play some of those SIAC schools this year. We did fairly well, guys are really confident. Guys are talented. We have a talented group, a talented young group. And I'm excited for the next step, with everything that's going on at Edward Waters University. It's just another indication of what's to come, not only for my program, but the entire athletic department at Edward Waters. It's going to be a fun ride in that SIAC conference in all of our sports.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Mr. Drew, go ahead and follow up.
We close the book on Mr. Washington, so everyone out there knows. Keelan Washington batted .550 in the World Series. Yes, that is .550. 11 for 20 with 4 stolen bases. So talk about a man who was hot at the right time. That was Mr. Washington. But Coach, my question to you is, if you would have been upstairs in the press box before that championship game, be honest with you, everyone up there would have set the over and under for the two teams at about 20 runs, considering both teams had came out of the losers bracket. And we all know, especially when you come out the loser bracket, pitching is at a premium. But instead, we get a 3-2 classic game where both teams made plays defensively. Hits were at a premium in that game. Number one, talk about that talk about that drama and how you were feeling inside as the game was going and figuring out how we can't pull away from these guys because they not hot, but we can't get hot either. That's number one. Then number two, tell us how you actually set that up, because you used, I believe, 4 different pitchers in that game to get you through to that championship.
Honestly, again, these guys don't get enough credit, but my 2 assistant coaches, Ray Otero, Cody Crawford, has been amazing for myself, this program, this institution. We honestly, and we tell the guys this all the time, in the mix of our little bit of downtime, considering we had so much going on, we literally played through almost every scenario that could have possibly happened. And we had those pieces in place. We was like, okay, understanding that the guys are tired. I mean, 5 games in 4 days. We had 1 game where we didn't get home till after 1:30. We had another game that didn't end until 1:30. Playing 2
and that's
games
Central Time, and your body is on Eastern Time. Let's keep that in mind.
Exactly. So technically, we didn't end the game till 2:30 in the morning. Understanding the guys were tired. We knew the guys were going to fight, but again, the preparation, man, those guys, my assistant coaches, are phenomenal. They're like family, they're brothers that we're able to talk about everything, and we had both sides of it. All right, offensively, we do this offensively, we should be able to put up a bunch of runs as we have before. However, if we don't, we have this in place with these couple arms that we can go to pretty confident. So we kind of had it mapped out one way or another. And going into what you stated about those 4 arms, I mean, both championships games, the NAIA game and the Division II game, we used 3 freshmen that held the runs down, held the game close, and then 2 freshmen that closed the game. We had 2 different freshmen that closed both of those games in key situations. With our staff, I mean, all of our pitchers did well. Everybody stepped up. So the emotion in the mix of the game itself, when everything was transpiring, it was just like, okay, it makes things a little easier because we kind of planned for it, the possibility of what could happen. I always try to keep my cool. My guys have always said, they'll look down there and in a mix of chaos, they'll see me nice, calm, cool, and collective. But in the inside, I'm going crazy. Going crazy. But, the emotion in which, in the mix of how everything was happening, I was confident as long as we had an opportunity, knowing the guys that we had available. As hard as those guys have fought to get to that point, very confident that we'll be able to pull it out.
Great perspective, great information. I'd like to take this quick break, and if you stay over, we'd like to come back and maybe allow you to name some of those players so you can give them some love out here in terms of what they were able to get done during those matchups. And we have a little surprise and want to get your thoughts on this last surprise as we come back after this break.
Yes, sir.
This is Dr. Cavil inside HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. We'll be right back after this quick break.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Press the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna loud, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
I'm taking all the way.
Be mad.
I'm taking all the way. I'm gonna be a team player and get on base by any means necessary.
The 3-1 pitch.
Oh my goodness! Oh wow!
Right. Washington's going to settle. He says he has it. The ball's going to land in his glove, and that is the ball game. The Edward Waters University Tigers are the 2022 Tyson Foods Black College World Series champions and the HBCU National Champions.
Coach, I think the smile said it all, but I still got to ask you, what were your thoughts when that ball lifted off the bat, and then when you finally seen it go into the glove? Everybody rushes the field. I want to know, what were your thoughts at that time?
Well, off the bat, I was just like, all right, let's see. Now, see, but the thing is, all weekend, the ball wasn't flying out the right field.
That's right.
Like all weekend, the ball wasn't flying out the right
left
field.
field,
The left field, I would have probably had a heart attack. But out the right field, the ball wasn't flying. It's 3:30. The young man, and kudos to Kentucky State, man. You know, those guys were phenomenal. Coach was amazing. They played hard. You know, class that group. You know, it was no trash talking. I mean, it was just nothing but positivity in the mix of that game. But off the bat, I was like, all right. And then as soon as I seen Keelan stop, we'll probably stop breathing for a little bit. You know, knowing Keelan, you know, like, please don't do anything extra and not catch this ball. And he didn't, and he caught it, and then just relief. It was like a weight lifted off of your shoulders, man, because it's a long time coming. You know, we talk about it all the time. You know, back in 2011, you know, Edward Waters was named HBCU champion, you know, just by the polls. Same thing in 2015. But this was the first time the opportunity to actually play for the championship and to win it. And I was just happy for my guys, man. They worked hard. Happy for my coaches, for the institution. You know, our president, Dr. Zachary Faison, and our athletic director, Dr. Bryant. You know, they're visionaries, and what they've expected for athletics. You know, it was just a relief that we were able to get it done.
I know Dr. Faison was trying to get down there and things came up, but
right,
just calling the AD, calling you all on phone, celebrating. Obviously, your athletic director was there. The whole entire time, got a chance to exchange dialogue with him. But before we close, I did want to ask you, you know, about your catcher, Anthony Roman, John Nobles, in terms of some big plays. There's some other players that you might want to talk about. Give us some names of players that really stood out to you. Obviously, you talked about some of the freshmen, but other players as well.
Honestly, it was everybody, you know, in the mix of this tournament, everybody played a part. You know, everybody had that opportunity. You know, Anthony Roman caught every single game. You know, he's been an absolute bulldog for us all year, and he caught every single game. Our DH was our other catcher, you know, and I was like, look, we're putting the best offense in the lineup. You got to suck it up and get it done. John Nobles came up clutch. I mean, all of a sudden he becomes a home run hitter. The last month of the season, couple really big plays. You know, he's, you know, small guy, you know, but with a big heart and plays hard. Shoot, I mean, everybody. You know, what a lot of people don't understand, that lineup was banged up pretty bad. You know, and I always give credit to our athletic trainer, Kalen. You know, Kalen worked tirelessly in the mix of the preparation to get these guys to be able to play. Our starting left fielder, I mean, he was pretty much playing, and we're pretty sure it's a torn meniscus. He pretty much played the last month with a bum knee, shortstop, ankle, you know, and these guys, just the heart that they had. You know, the diving plays out in the outfield towards the end with Tompkins, Dequarius Tompkins out in left field. He misplayed a ball early, you know, and he came back in the dugout, and that's what I love about these guys. Came back, he tapped the pitcher, hey, my bad, I apologize, I'm going to get the next one. Darn sure he did. You know, ran a ball down, dive and play. Dayton Pass out in center field didn't have the best offensive performance that he wanted to and as he had in the past, but he ran several balls down. He had 2 diving plays, and then on to over at third base. Adrian Lauro, excuse me, still trying to catch my voice. Adrian Lauro over at third base,
I understand.
Made some plays. First baseman Isaiah Montez and Hugo Shoney. But the pitchers, starting pitchers did well. Seniors starting off, Joseph Eischen pitching a complete game versus Russ. 130 pitchers, rolled him out. A complete game and pitched his butt off. And just really proud that he was able. I went out there to kind of see. He was like, "Coach, this is it for me. Let me finish it. I want the ball. I want to finish my game." Yes, sir. You worked for it. That look that he had in his eyes, had no doubt. Finish your game. Other starting pitchers did very well. Going into guys in relief, Ray Otero's been our pitching guy this year, and he really shook some things up in the bullpen. Early on, our bullpen wasn't too hot. He made some changes. We all made some changes. He shook some things up. Frank Grimaldi came in and had some scoreless innings. Cameron Chastain in the championship game was a freshman, ended up closing that thing out. Morris James, another freshman, came in the Kentucky State game and, gave up a run, but he had 2 innings to where he gave us an opportunity to get to our closer, which is a freshman with Caden Hutchinson, that was able to close it out. So, it's where the future's bright. We're losing 2 arms as far as Joseph Eischen and Frank Grimaldi, a starter and a bullpen guy, but the other 2 starters, they'll be juniors next year, and then everybody else is freshmen. Eric Claudio came in and got us to Chastain versus Florida Memorial. And this is the caveat to that. Austin James that started the Florida Memorial game, and Eric Claudio gave up 10 runs versus Florida Memorial when we played them at their place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when we played them again, I looked at Austin. I said, "Go do your thing. This is your time to get your revenge." He got us. I said, "Just get us into the 4th inning." He got us into the 4th inning. Eric Claudio was able to come in and shut him down for 3 innings. Yeah. Now, these 2 guys gave up 10 runs there.
Yeah.
Here we are on the big stage. And, just kudos to Ray Otero and the changes that they made, and also just the grit of the players. I'm doing all these interviews and everything and all these podcasts and stuff, but, man, the players deserve all the credit. We just put some things in place and they went and got it done.
No doubt about it. And that's why I wanted to make sure you had a chance to really share the space with them, because they deserve it. You put them in the position, but they closed it in so many different ways, whether that was offensive with the bat or on the mound or in the field in terms of defensive plays. Final thing is, you did a shout out to the president, Dr. Faison, obviously your athletic director, Dr. Paul Bryant. But anything that you want to finally say in terms of your fans and the parents that supported you as well? Any final thoughts you want to leave?
Man, the support from the parents were amazing. We had not many coaches can say that in the mix of the year, the parents honestly sat back and let me do my thing. It was, they come in and it's kind of like a, "Hey coach, how you doing? I hope all is well," this and that, but not one thing about playing time, not one thing about this decision, that decision, why this, why that, not a thing. And again, it starts with the parents, and thank you to all the parents that were able to do so. And, the parents that were able to come and support, and they did. We had a couple parents who players didn't get as much playing time, but they supported every single person on that team, was just as happy as the kid that played every game. So the support for them, it was amazing. The community support has been amazing. The institution, our athletic departments, it's a special place. We were able, every coach reached out to not only me, but my assistant coaches. We had men's and women's volleyball sent a good luck video to the guys. And we just want everybody to succeed. And, my family, thankful for them, my wife, my daughter, just the support that they've had throughout. So I'm just very appreciative of all of the support from everyone. It was great.
Thank you for sharing that, Coach. And again, congratulations. Congratulations to head coach Reginald Johnson II and Edward Waters University baseball team on winning the 2022 Tyson Foods Black College World Series and the HBCU Baseball National Championship, according to blackcollege9.com. Thank you, Coach. And look forward as you did it as an NIA program. Now you get to come back and try it as an NCAA Division II program. See if you can do it for 2023. I know you say, hey, let me enjoy this first. We'll worry about that later. But I had to figure it out and put it out.
We already had that conversation with the boys. We talked about it. We got back and, the president had a luncheon for the guys yesterday and, just showing their appreciation for what they've done. It just campuses, all the students are gone. So, we had some administrators and things there. And, it was like, hey, for guys returning, a little fuel to the fire. They're already talking about starting back, getting in the weight room. It's just like, hey, next year, we've set the bar here. Next year, we got to do it again, but on the NCAA level. And it's a good thing, man. Once again, it's a special thing. There's special things happening at Edward Waters, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely, Coach. Yes, Coach.
This is Dr. Cavil inside HBCU Sports Lab. We'll get into a break. And again, thank you for your time. Coach Johnson, congratulations. We'll be right back after this final break.
One bite of 100% Angus beef ballpark frank, and you'll say, hello, summer. Oh yeah, it's ballpark season.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service with Slow Burn. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge featuring a meticulous curated collection of premium cigars. It's more than a mobile lounge. It's an environment and an experience rich in history, luxury, and personality. An elegant extension of any celebration occasion. It's the perfect escape and meeting place. A space where you can relax or enjoy a shared passion. Have Slow Burn plan your next big event, or before you are planning to celebrate your win over your athletic rival, you can shop our collections at www.slowburnwaco.com.
But if they want you tab, I'ma do the dab, yeah. Press the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, yeah, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon'
This is Dr. Cavil inside the HBCU Sports Lab with AD Drew and Charles Bishop for the final segment. Charles, I know there was some breaking news or some news that just kind of came out today that you wanted to get off the tip of the tongue that a lot of folks are lathering about. What's going on out there?
Yeah, this is for all the band heads. HBCU National Battle of the Bands lineup was announced today. So mark your calendars. Saturday, August 27th at NRG Stadium. Things will kick off at 6 p.m. as the Pepsi National Battle of the Bands presented by Toyota will be at NRG Stadium. So this will be huge. And this is a statement from Derek Weber, who is the National Battle of the Bands creator and CEO. Each year, we strive to make the National Battle of the Bands event and experience that not only celebrates and amplifies the visibility of HBCU marching bands, but also serves and supports the community. So here's the lineup for the bands who will be in it this year. The Alabama A&M University Marching Maroon and White, the Alcorn State Sounds of Dynamite Marching Band, the Little Cookman, the Marching Wildcats, the world fame from Grambling State University, the mighty Marching Thoroughbreds from Kentucky State University, the Blue and Gold Marching Machine from North Carolina A&T, the Marching Storm, Prairie View A&M University, and the Southern University Human Jukebox. These are your 8 bands that will be performing in the National Battle of the Bands. So big news coming out today for our band heads.
Yeah, that was big news. I got to go to the press conference. Well done by Derek Weber. I'll be back in the suites checking that out. or maybe not. You know, that is me expect challenge. I was like, man, push it to Sunday. Can I get it to Sunday? I get back. So I guess I got some choices to make. Big time. But we'll have Derek Weber on to talk about this event and give some updates. I do know ticket sales have gone on sale officially now. You buy your ticket sales now, it's $5 off. If you wait to the week of the event, it increases by $5. So just wanted to give you that information. Great points. I know there's some transfer news out there. Did you want to speak about that, Drew, or did you want to talk about it, Bishop? Some of this transfer news looks like Southern University coach getting down there, getting ugly for some folks over there, pulling rank.
Ugly. But Grambling State, former Grambling State quarterback Noah Biden, he'll be transferring down to Baton Rouge to fierce rival Southern University. So, you know, maybe a little bit of bad blood, you know, in terms of Noah Biden, in terms of his exit from Grambling. But we'll see what the new chapter opens up for him down there at Southern University under Eric Dooley. You know, Eric Dooley loves his quarterbacks. Look for Southern to throw that ball early and often. What does he say? Spot the ball. So looking forward to the Jags this upcoming fall.
I'm going to go to you, Drew, and ask you a little bit about the baseball games. Big games this weekend. This is the last weekend. Coming into this week, FAMU was leading the division. Prairie View was leading the division. They had their first losing series of the week last week to Grambling at home. Got swept this week by Southern, who they swept earlier. So all of a sudden, things are knotted up at the top of the West at 18-9. Prairie View's lost 4. Southern has won 3, obviously, with that sweep. Texas Southern is just a game back, 17-10, with 2 wins, as they took 2 out of 3 from Grambling. Grambling is tied with them at 17-2 with 2 losses. So it's tight in the West. It'll be fascinating. And we'll get a chance to talk a little bit more of the matchups coming down this week. But you got Prairie View and Texas Southern. They start Thursday with a lot of these matchups. So it'll be fascinating. Southern has Alcorn. I know this rival, but Alcorn hasn't played well. You got Grambling and Arkansas Pambler. You go to the East, it gets interesting as well. But it looks like Charles wants to get in there before I get to you, Drew. What you got?
Hey, it was one more sweep this past weekend. We don't want to neglect that sweep. So yeah.
No, I'm going to the East. Let me get this one in. That's how
I knew I was getting trolled.
I'll do that before I ask him, since Charles wants to get in there. Yeah, the Alabama State, as I said, FAMU is at the top. They lost 3 in a sweeping format, which put Alabama State back in the driver's seat as they're 20-7. They've won 4 straight as they swept this weekend. FAMU got swept, none other by Jackson State. FAMU is at 18-9. Bethune-Cookman is 18-10 right there with them. That's the matchup in the East this week, rivalry FAMU and Bethune-Cookman. You got Jackson State at 13-14 as they won 3 straight, and they swept FAMU. So this thing is getting interesting this last week because it's all going to be about winning a East or Western Division championship. It's going to be about seeding. So if you're loving baseball, this is what it came down to. It is going to be interesting for these 4 seedings, who wins the division and things of that nature, maybe some tiebreakers. I'm going to let Charles relax a little bit because he's so excited. I'm going to go to you first, Clinical Professor Drew. What are your thoughts?
Actually, I would like to do a quick pivot on that, because that's all fine and dandy in the SWAC. They got 1 more week to play. But it's BAC Championship week this week, Dr. Cavil, with number 1 Delaware State playing Norfolk on Thursday, followed by number 2 Coppin State and Maryland Eastern Shore. Yeah, I know it's only 4 teams over there, but still, it's the BAC. Will we have some BAC-ish stuff go on? Or will Delaware State go ahead and handle business? And the reason I say, well, you have some yakkish stuff going on, because Norfolk State, despite the number 4 seed, is the whole institution. So it would not surprise me if Norfolk State gets that opening round win versus Delaware State. Irregardless of what happens, I'm going to be in Norfolk, Virginia on Saturday to catch the championship game, Doc. So I'll be able to give you a live report on that, no matter who's winning, and see what kind of hospitality those folks at Norfolk State. Shout out to Trevor Jones, a member of HBCU Pro Sports Media Association, and see what his alma mater can do.
Hey, what they gonna do? A round robin?
You tied it in.
No, it's a 4-team double elimination.
Interesting.
You would think it'd be a round robin with only 4 teams.
You can't run from nobody in that 4
Now you
team double elimination. But let me let Charles get in here and jump in. We've been itching on this. He can talk about the East Division, West Division, sweep, coming down on FAMU at home, baseball. Well, I mean, what got you excited this week over there?
This upcoming weekend really has me excited. McGregor Park is going to be the place to be. I'm sure you'll find some Southern folks going to wander their way over to McGregor Park this weekend with Texas Southern and Prairie View getting together Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that should be rocking. But yeah, Alabama State needs to send out a hearty thank you to Jackson State this past weekend for
here we go, y'all.
The sweep of the Rattlers. I mean, FAMU was one of the hottest teams in the SWAC until they hit the City with Soul this past weekend. So
FAMU has been streaky, Charles. Just be real. When they hot, they hot. When they not, they not. They was not this weekend.
Well, it surprised me. It surprised me. It was a bit of a shocker because Jackson State has been streaky as well. In fact, they've had a lot of injuries, and for them to kind of come up big that past weekend against FAMU, but I think the previous weekend was a tough weekend against Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman really took it to them. So that was a big weekend for Jackson State.
Oh, great comments by all. Fascinating, a lot of good baseball to be played. I will be in Birmingham for the tournament. Deuce is going to be traveling with me. First time he gets to go on the road as we just travel by ourselves, plane and all. I mean, obviously we traveled as a family. He started going to HBCU events. He went to Prairie View once he was legitimately able, by doctor's notice, to get out of the house 3 months. He was at Prairie View homecoming in the RV. I was scared to death because I could not go back home if something happened. But hey, I had all the company there. They had children and everything. So they did better than me. I felt more safe than I did at home. They made sure everything was perfect, right? And even some of the sisters came over. So it's perfect position. Now we get to hit the road again by ourselves. We're going to Birmingham. We're going to go check out some SWAC baseball. So his uncles will be there. So it'll be fascinating to see what that looks like. I'm sure he's so excited about that. And y'all have to hear some of the stories about my son, as he's messed up his shoulder as he was playing machine pitch and thought he was one of these major leaguers as he turns in Major League Network. Derek Jeter or something. He decides to dive for a ball, and we at the hospital. Boy, I tell you, little folk, they are different. It is different. He wants everybody to know. But shout out, I also want to shout out 52nd anniversary Alpha Eta Gamma chapter. We were at McGregor Park this weekend. That was a big deal. Shout out to the brothers. The son got to go out there seeing the brothers of Alpha fraternity, particularly the Eta Gamma chapter, celebrated, and he was taken care of then. So he's growing up in the mix of HBCUs and fraternities, so he gets it all. Charles, Uncle Alpha Charles takes care of him. I'm sure Drew, when he gets around him, because I'm going to make sure he gets to come down there as we maybe even next year look at some of this Tyson Foods Black College World Series in terms of what goes on.
Get to beat him in Birmingham. I'll be in Birmingham also, Doc.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. He'll be ready to go because he'll tell you all his story. He's going to let you know how he plays some baseball. So I wanted to give him son a shout out. He's been allowing me to do my thing, stuff like that. Charles,
he gonna diagram up some plays.
He has his little book, black book. He takes which he has the football field, TSU, Prairie View, puts it in the end zone, Grambling. He lets you know. He has his band, marching stick, helmet. He gonna let you know about the team, football field, baseball diamond, doing plays. He gonna let you know about the marching. He can tell you all about the teams and which band, who's the best. And Charles has been spoiling him and telling a little bit too much over there about Jackson State. Sonic Boom and South makes you nervous.
Charles, the brainwash.
Hold up. You know, that's too much. Got to already deal with the wife, Alabama A&M. So now I got to let them know. So it's really going to be interesting as their band is going to be here for the National Battle of the Bands here for the Pepsi, I should say, National Battle of the Bands. So that'll be fascinating. So, you know, he'll be all over that. So I doubt it if he'll be going with me to MEAC SWAC Challenge as he gets to see the bands right here in Houston. So it's fascinating. So just wanted to share that with everybody. He's a joy, fascinating. And he actually will turn on this show and watch it on YouTube through the house. So it's fascinating to listen to yourself, and he's all into it. Hey, Daddy. I said, yeah, I'm trying. He said, no, that's a good job. Good job. So this is Dr. Bill inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Just giving a shout out to Deuce, as we call it. Thank you for listening to Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Make sure you share our podcast with your friends and colleagues. I am Dr. Kenyatta, the Dean of HBCU Sports, coming from inside the lab in the College of Sports with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Mike loves to say, Deuce. Shout out to Mike. I know you're working hard. Kudos to Mike in terms of this. He's an empty nester after this. His son celebrating graduation, going through a lot of awards in terms of playing lacrosse and earning a scholarship. So we're excited about what he's doing. Wanted to make sure that we gave a shout out to the Washingtons. Again, we want to thank you for listening to Dr. Bill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington, Charles Bishop, every Tuesday and Thursday right here at 6. We look forward as we continue to give you the news on Thursday, the latest news in the lab. Follow me, Dr. Kenyatta, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's DrKenyattacavil. That's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Shout out to all the lab listeners. We'll see you on the road. Shout out for all those that shouted me out. We were out there in Montgomery coming up to me. I appreciate the love. Inside the HBCU Sports Lab 1, that is on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Like, subscribe, connect with us, dream big, continue to move forward. Make sure you download my JBN, my BCSN. You see the work we're putting out there. We got more to come. We need the support. We will talk with you soon. Clinical Professor Drew.
Got to show it. Course.
Yeah. There you go. Professor Bishop.
Lecture.
Dismissed.